Okay, this is a quick demo video to show you how to implement accessibility tagging into a PDF file using Adobe Acrobat Pro. So this, I've downloaded one of my papers from Kai from a few years ago. So this is taken straight from Overleaf. It doesn't have any tags attached to it at all. If you take a document from Word, there's a chance it will already have some tagging inside of it as well. But what we're trying to do here is to improve the overall semantic structure of the tags that exist in the document. There are three different ways that you can do this. I'll go through all three of these and try and explain the reasons why you'll want to kind of move towards the more advanced version as we do things. The first version is to use the auto tag function. This is available just by pressing auto tag here. The way that you get to this is by pressing the button on the side that says accessibility. Once this is done, what it will do is it'll actually try and tag the document for you, try and figure out what is a header, what's a subheader, and all of these kind of things. And if we press reading order, it'll actually start to pull all of these things in. Now we can see here that this probably isn't the best way to do things. So it has our title at the top marked up as a paragraph tag. It's tried to put our authors in as kind of table data. Our abstract is down as a paragraph. That should really be a header. And all of these things are down as paragraphs, even when they're not really closing a paragraph as well. So there's lots of things in this that we could probably improve upon. What we can do is if we press reading order, we get this panel here that lets us see all of these things. This bit over at the side, there's a little button that says structure types. That lets you tell, or that tells you whether something is a paragraph or if it's a link or a header. If you press page content order, it will show you the order that a screen reader will go through this. So again, you can see some problems here because what it's going to do is it's going to read out my title, and then it's going to read the name of the first author, the name of the second author, the name of the third author, then go down to the affiliation for the first, affiliation for the second, affiliation for the third. So there's quite a lot of things in this that we probably want to try and fix. Two ways that we can fix this. The first thing that we need to do is we need to open up a panel which will actually let us see the reading order. To do this, we press View at the top, then go to Show Hide, and then go into Navigation Panes, and then there's a little button here that says Tags. And what this does is it shows us all of the tags that exist inside of our document. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to clear this whole page structure because it's a little bit of a mess. Okay, we can see what it will do here is eventually all of this stuff will disappear. Okay, sometimes it is a little bit temperamental in what it tries to do. Okay, if I right click this, I think there is a refresh button, or there used to be a refresh button. There's not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tag this manually now. And to do this, I'm going to first draw a little box around my title, and then I'm going to set that to be heading 1. There we go. And then I'm going to draw another box around my first author, and I'm going to call that a paragraph. Another box around my second author, and I'll call that a paragraph. And then another box around my third author, oops, and I'll call that one a paragraph as well. So what that's really doing, I'll change it to structure types. As you can see now that we're saying, well, this is my header, which is my title, and then we've got my 3 paragraphs underneath. And then I can go ahead and start tagging up my document. So I can again say that that's an H1. And then tag this entire thing as a paragraph that can be read just by selecting it all and then pressing text paragraph. Okay. So again, this is probably the kind of the method that most people will use when they're doing their document tagging. There is a final thing that you can do as well to try and improve things a little bit further. Again, I'll clear the page structure with this, and then what I'll actually do is I'll try and clear the entire document. So clear page structure, yes, just so that we're getting rid of all of the tags inside of this. Actually, it might be easier to just close the document and not save it, and then open up the document again. Okay, so what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to do the same that I did before. I'm going to start off with my panel here showing structure type, and I'm going to select this bit at the top. Oh, it's not done it. Sometimes that happens. If it doesn't select it properly, go back into reading order, press that little button here, and then that'll let you draw your rectangles properly. Then I'm going to change this to be heading 1. I'm going to open up my view again. So again, go to view, go into show hide, go into navigation panes and click on tags. It shows you all the tags that exist. If I right click on this now and go down to properties, it lets me select other different things that I can actually set for the type of this. Now, one of the things that doesn't exist as a default type, but is one that we should really be using, is title. and we can actually put that in here. So we can set the title, set the type to title, and then press close. And we can see now that it's identified this as the title of the paper. What I can then do is I've got two choices with my authors. So I can either select all this as a single paragraph and do that, or I could select the author names and do it, and then kind of say, well, this is one paragraph and then the affiliation is another paragraph. What I'm going to do is show you two different ways that you can do this. Now, there isn't a standardized way of doing this as yet, which is a bit unfortunate, and it's something that we need to think about. But there's two different things that we can do here. The first thing that we could do is we could set our author within a paragraph tag, and then right click, go to properties, and then change the type to author name, and then select all of their affiliation things, set that as a paragraph, right click on the P tag on the left hand side, go down to properties, change this to author affiliation, and close that. Then so that's kind of method one. If you wanted to, another thing that you could do is just select the entire author, put that in a paragraph tag, right click, go to properties, and then change the type to author. And again, what that's doing is that's really just enclosing all of the details about Michael Crabbe inside of an author tag. The final thing that you could do, I'll show you three because we've got three authors here, is kind of a kind of taking the first one step further. So we can take our author name, go to properties, type author name. We can take the address that the author is at, give that a tag so that it recognizes it, right click, go to properties, author affiliation. And then the last thing that we could do is take their email address, again, convert it to a tag so that we can select it, go to properties, change it to author email. Okay, so that's the basics of how we can actually start to do tagging, and I've showed you how to do this using a number of methods. So first, using the auto tag document. The challenge with the auto tag document is that sometimes the reading order gets thrown out a little bit, and it can be a little bit of a challenge to see how things work. I've shown you how you can do it using the standard tags that exist. So this happens just by you selecting an element like this, and then you can, there we go, now it works. Selecting an element, and then you can pick one of the standard tags that exists here. The third way is once you've actually created a tag, you can right click on it at the side, press properties, and you can either select one of the existing tags that exists here, or you can type in your own one if you want to create more bespoke tagging. Okay, hopefully that's helpful. If this has been useful, I can make some more videos in the future that kind of go through the tagging process that I do when I'm looking at PDF documents in a bit more detail. Okay, thanks very much.